All right, guys, back on the hillside. This is my experimental pepper patch on the hill here. I've well documented how I set it up, and it has the deer netting around it with a little old mesh top on here to keep the leaves and deer and animals out, which quite honestly, guys, I have not watered this all year. It has been a super hot, very, very dry, unlike last year, very dry summer. So I am totally impressed, and these guys are huge. You can see this one right here is just now starting to touch the top of the netting right there. And yeah, so here's a little bit of production update. These are some banana peppers. They're not huge, but they are growing. And there's another kind of a big one down there, if I can get that one right there. So those are the banana peppers, and down on this end over here, walk down carefully. Yeah, these guys here must get a little bit more water because we did have one rainstorm, if I can even get it in the picture. Some more banana peppers down there. And that one's actually starting to change colors, so I need to pick that one for certain. But yeah, I like it. This is August 10th, and these guys are huge. This is about 1:30 in the afternoon, and we have a clear, bright sunny day. So this patch right here is getting perfect sunlight. So if you guys are planning at a kind of like a wild or a semi unkept kind of experiment of some kind, make sure you check the sunlight, the sun patterns, because what seems nice in the springtime when there's no trees around may not get that much sunlight at all come fall or summer for that matter. So yeah, so I think I've planned this out pretty well. Obviously it's my grandparents' house, so I've been here 100,000 times, and I know where the sun rises and sets and where the sun shines and doesn't. So that's just a kind of note if you're going to scout out ahead of time. But let me go ahead and take you inside the mesh here, and we'll get a closer look at some things. So I'll be right back. All right, go. So inside of the pepper patch here, we got some flowers, and so the plants are sticking around. They are trying out. This is it's a cayenne type pepper. I forget the exact name. This is where I kind of put my surplus peppers that I just kind of wrote off because I wasn't expecting much out of this, but the plants are extremely healthy. However, it might just be from the lack of rain or fertility or whatnot, but you know, they're just not producing any fruit. But that might change. They are still flowering. I mean, flowers here. You can see that one right there. This corner here, they're a little bit smaller, shorter plants. Definitely a little bit taller, healthier plants that way because I believe they get a little bit more sunlight. So you'll have that. One thing I have noticed, if you kind of look up here, is this netting. We're starting to get a lot of leaves falling on top and that are just kind of hanging out. So that's something you might need to think about if you're going to put a top on your patch of any kind you're going to have out there. You need to come out at least periodically check because you get leaves, branches, sticks. You have to manually clean those off. That's just something you have to do. So I mean, if you want to go completely hands off and just do a completely wild garden, which is fine, but you know, there's things you're going to have to just kind of accept that because more leaves get on top might restrict the rain or the sunlight, something like that. But anyways, it's been successful so far, at least in my mind, because I'm going to continue to improve this soil and continue to develop it. So this is the first year hacking this out of just the hillside. It was just rocks and clay and grass. And I mean, it still is a typical red clay soil. And it's right here. I mean, this is hard as a rock. You kind of break it apart, but that's as red clay as you get. So yeah. But one other note with these peppers, I have noticed they are fairly stretched out compared to the ones in my garden that are much more compact with tighter leaves and everything on it. But it's just a ghost pepper plant. It's very healthy. It does have some flower clusters developing on top there, but the plants themselves are a bit stretched as a general, all of them kind of spindly on the stems there, and that's from lack of water. Plus they're not in full direct sunlight, even though this end down here is getting plenty of sunlight right now. But like I said, between the morning and the evening, as the seasons change and the daylight changes, the angle of the sun changes, you're going to get different results. So maybe there's a springtime idea you have that would work, but it will not work in the summertime as well as a fall idea. So just, you know, experiment with it. Take notes. That's something you should do as well. I never do that. I try to keep everything in my head because I'm out here all the time. So I do a pretty good job remembering things, but I need to write things down better because just little things you always forget. that after, you know, you do this 20, 30 years or something like that, you never remember everything. But there you go, guys. So there's just a little update on the Hillside wild pepper patch here. I'm going to pick a couple of these banana peppers and show you what I got. Hold on a second. Well, it's not much, but there are 4 peppers there I wouldn't have had otherwise if I didn't try this out, this experiment. And there's tons of little babies around there. All these plants from closer inspection there. So we need a couple good, decent, solid rains, and these things will start developing out. So there you go, guys. That's another update on the Hillside pepper patch. Hope you guys liked it. Push that like button if you don't mind. Subscribe, tell your friends, and check it out next time. About a month from now, maybe a couple weeks at least. See if there's any more developments, especially if we get some rain. And you guys take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.